Good evening, Lake Orion. Welcome to History Now here on ONT.
Wait a minute!
I'm your host, Anthony Taormina. Wait, it isn't History Now. It isn't.
You're going to be history.
You're going to be history in about 5 seconds.
Okay, this is Between Taorminas on ONT. Bye.
Go Pistons.
No. Yes, indeed. This is Between Taorminas here on ONTV. This is the History Now host, Anthony Taormina, joined by the host of OAA Now, Sammy Taormina, and also the host of several other shows on ONTV, Ian Weatherspoon. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Why don't you two go back to your old shows?
Why don't you go back to your show?
So, we do have to do some explanation to our fans about why we haven't been filming shows in the last, or weekly, or even monthly, for that matter.
I want to let everyone know I've been in jail for a while on TV.
We've been on hiatuses.
We've been on hiatus. We've been busy.
Making this info public.
Well, we've been busy.
We'll call it busy.
Yeah, we've been busy. We've been busy. So all of us have been busy. So at least it's nice to be here, gentlemen. How are you two doing?
Good.
Hanging in there.
Good.
So while we've been on our hiatus, Sam, you and I have been working with Lake Orion football, and they're back in the playoffs.
We're covering it too.
We've been covering it too. Yes, we went 8-1 this year. Had some really good wins. Beat Oxford this year. Beat Clarkston this year. Went 4 overtimes with West Bloomfield. Beat a really good Adams team. And then we're not mentioning Lapeer week 1 or Southfield week 2.
I think that's the game that really created eyeballs, was that Lapeer game. I mean, because, nobody thought that team would go into Lapeer and win 17-7 the way they did. And also having to come back to play on that Friday.
Finish in 46 minutes.
Finish the rest of that third quarter out, and then shutting down a very good power running back in Phoenix Dixon. You shut him down, and that's basically was your game. I mean, and of course, everybody thought, okay, the Lapeer game was a fluke, and then they go out.
It was not a fluke. Lapeer is very good.
Everybody was thinking that, and then the following night, go and beat Southfield 37-7. That was a statement around the entire OA.
Southfield had just beaten Clarkston week 1, and Southfield was riding high, posting all over social media.
That's the thing you never do, is post on social media about because that just opens up field for the other team.
And then week 3, they beat a really, really good Rochester Adams squad. Obviously, Adams runs that veer offense like crazy. Yep. That was still a really, really good win against, and Adams is also in the playoffs.
Yes, they are. So
then, obviously, you beat both blue and gold teams, Oxford and Clarkston. Clarkston was the football for a cure game. What I'm wearing, ladies and gentlemen, is the shirts that Lake Orion and Clarkston wore, which is the Together We Fight. It goes for breast cancer research. Also, it's mostly a shirt for cancer survivors as well. So we're thankful, very fortunate to wear this shirt. So it was a really, really nice shirt. But with the game, Oxford and Clarkston, those are both your rivals, and you beat them convincingly. Those were 2 really, really good wins. And then you had the classic with West Bloomfield that could have went either way. That was also a delay.
Yes, that
too.
was.
So we had to play it the next night. A lot of what ifs, but not a lot I can do now. Then beat Bloomfield Hills and Rochester. Then finished week 9 with Monroe. I know a lot of people ask about why did we play Monroe, and
it's because the history, the 1998 history. But now they're right now sitting 8-1. Get to play Stony Creek Friday night. It'll be a very interesting matchup there.
The whole playoff draw for Lake Orion is very, very interesting. You got Stony Creek first. Stony Creek is not an easy team, not by any means. They're
I
very
talked about this in my
competitive.
podcast on so many things.
Right.
Stony Creek's a team.
They're very competitive. They work hard.
Let me finish. Stony Creek's a team that they built the Armor Up culture under second-year coach Nick Merlo. Stony Creek's a team that they got two very good proven backs. I mean, Cameron Buford and of course Zach Denna. Very young team, young nucleus team. Been the White better than people think this year, especially with Oak Park Groves, and their 4 losses have been very competitive. So it'll be an interesting game for Lake Orion Friday night.
I think the one thing that the Oakland Activities Association that I was really skeptical of this year was last year we had like 12 or 13 teams in there. This year we only had 9. I wondered what that was for. That's a discussion for another topic.
That's for my podcast.
But nonetheless,
that's for my podcast.
But nonetheless, the winner of Lake Orion Stony Creek would play either Rochester Adams or Utica Eisenhower. Both of them really, really solid programs. Both of them very much, Adams' veer offense versus Eisenhower's defense pretty much would be the storyline. If it is
Eisenhower, if it would be a storyline, all pending if they can back off Stony Creek, but it'd be an interesting game with Eisenhower.
But Adams, either way, it doesn't either way. Adams or Ike.
Adams is known for their veer offense. Ike's known for their defense. It'll be very interesting to see what happens there.
And then, obviously, the regional as a whole is very interesting, too, because on the other side, you have Lapeer, you have Davison, you have Romeo, and you have Grand Blanc. The 3 Saginaw Valley schools, and then you have Romeo, one of the Mac Red Powers, along with Ike. That's going to be an interesting region up there.
It will be.
It will be a very interesting, competitive, Lapeer and Davison have played tougher schedules than they have in the past. Grand Blanc is always typically solid. Romeo obviously plays in that brutal Mac Red.
Yes, that's true.
So, and if things go, I mean, you have that semifinal with potentially Chippewa Valley in there.
It's possible, they could make a run. Who knows?
They better make a run.
It'll be interesting.
It's been a long time. Time to run now.
They haven't won a playoff game since 2012. There's not been a home playoff game since 2013. So, encouraging fans to come out, watch this Dragon team. This team's very good football.
Also, the football game is going to be on Orion neighborhood television throughout the playoffs. There will be the
unless you have that region final at Lapeer.
Well, they'll still send somebody out, So, but pretty much for any Lake Orion home game, it will be on Orion neighborhood television. If you can't make it out to Dragon Stadium, I encourage fans to come out and support the Dragons. If you're not able to, then watch the game on Orion neighborhood television.
Also watch my podcast also for information regarding the entire OA. So,
Ian, your thoughts?
It's time. They have one loss that went to 4 overtimes against a powerhouse program. This is the year. They need to win a playoff game, maybe win 2, make a little run at this thing. Dragon Country's been starved, right? It's been a long time.
They've been waiting for this. I mean, but you cannot
You have to take it one game at a time. It's one game at a time.
No underestimating, of course not. But you also have to believe in yourself.
You cannot underestimate a team like Stony Creek, as I've mentioned.
Any of these teams
well-coached team that they have.
Can't underestimate anyone.
Can't underestimate anyone.
It's not just Stony Creek. It's everybody. It's everyone. I mean, everybody's in the playoffs. I mean, it's 0-0. I mean, you get a second chance. It's a second season,
Wild card teams go far. Look at the Nationals in baseball, for crying out loud.
It's
won the playoffs. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Who knows?
But the higher seeded teams need to have that confidence and go out and execute their game plan to get it done.
I agree with you.
I know a lot of fans were asking why, in terms of the MHSA, how their playoff points work.
I explained it on my podcast.
So you encouraged that.
I explained it on my podcast that they do not focus on geographics. They focus on your playoff points. And you look at, of course, a lot of people have asked me that on my podcast, and I explained it really, really clearly on my podcast that the MHA really focuses on your playoff points, not on your not geographic. So that's the reason why Romeo went up to Davison and Lapeer in their region, in their district, instead of Lake Orion. Lake Orion ended up getting the number 1 seed in their district because of playoff points. And Romeo, of course, with their 7-2 record, got to play Davison at home instead of Davison having to come to Lake Orion. It is Davison has to go to Romeo.
So then, yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. So I mean, and Lake Orion had more playoff
And they
points.
focus a lot on
with
playoff
everyone,
points
with
too.
the exception
they
of
focus
Lapeer.
on playoff points too. I mean, like you really look at it. Almont has to go to Richmond. Almont's 9-0. Richmond's 8-1.
Yeah.
Almont has to go to Richmond because of playoff points.
Right, and I know that a lot of people. I got a lot of good questions about with Lapeer. Lake Orion beat Lapeer week 1, but Lapeer has more playoff points and is ranked higher than Lake Orion, even though Lake Orion and Lapeer are both 8-1.
And that's the question here. Of course, Lapeer is 8-1, but they have more playoff points. So
Because they beat like 6 teams that are
Lake Orion
playoff.
beat 2.
And Lake Orion beat 2. All right, so we have any final thoughts?
We'll see what happens.
All right, we'll be right back with Between Taorminas on ONTV.
Hey, it's Owen TV here. Now, have you ever had the urge to create your own TV show? Or just wanted to see what goes behind the scenes of making one? Well, we have just the program for you. Owen TV offers production classes, which allow you to take control and create the programs you want them to be. To get started, all you have to do is sign up for a free orientation and then register for one of our production courses. For more information, feel free to call us at 248-393-1060 or go to orionontv.org and click register now to sign up for classes. We hope to see you soon.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on ONTV. I'm your host, Anthony Taormina. Gentlemen, how are we doing? Do you two want to talk about Michigan State football and the happiness that's going on in East Lansing?
What?
What?
How about the happiness going on in Ann Arbor?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Ann Arbor?
Ann Arbor.
How about
sounds
LSU
familiar.
being the number 1 ranked team in the country?
That's fine.
That's fine.
They're
They got
pretty good.
Alabama this week.
Oh, is it this week?
I think it's this week.
How
Is
about
it
their,
this week?
I think it is.
How about their quarterback? Let's just say had a wardrobe malfunction.
Joe Burrow?
Yes.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Fanny?
Let's
Fanny
not
Gate?
go there!
Fanny Gate?
Yes,
not
Fanny
good.
Gate. All right, let's talk about the Big Ten as a whole. What's going on in Big Ten football?
Ohio State's the best team.
OHIO.
Yeah. I call the Buckeyes I call it Team Janello because Ohio State, the reason why they're playing well,
Or Team Henning.
the reason why Ohio State is playing well is because they got a quarterback named Justin Fields, who's had a great year. J.K. Dobbins is going to be a Heisman Trophy candidate. I mean, they've already beaten Michigan State. They crushed Wisconsin.
What about their DN that might be a Heisman candidate?
Chase Young, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be a Heisman candidate. They're just going to go in there and just destroy the whole field. They're going to be in the playoff.
How about?
No doubt.
No doubt.
How do you think, though? My question is: do you think they're benefiting from a lot of these players being recruited by Urban Meyer now that Urban Meyer's no longer there?
DOD?
Yes,
Yeah, but what's
it's a fair question.
what do you
fair
mean they're benefiting?
Are they benefiting because these were players that Urban Meyer recruited? These were not players that Jeff O'Day recruited. Are they benefiting off of that?
Is that it? Ryan O'Day?
Ryan O'Day.
Ryan
He's
O'Day,
the offensive coordinator. He was the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. So,
Right.
yes and no.
It's a fair question to
It's
ask.
a fair question to ask.
But here's the difference. Look at, let's say, Harbaugh with Brady Hoke. Guys.
Harbaugh's a joke. Harbaugh's a fraud. We both know that.
This is what happens in college football.
Harbaugh's
And
a fraud.
Ryan O'Day
Ryan
is
O'Day.
taking Urban's guys and maybe doing better than what Urban would do with these guys.
Yeah, we know Jim Harbaugh's a fraud, so basically don't worry about that. But
Bob Bridges would disagree.
But I'm telling you right now, Ohio State looks like a team possessed to get in the playoff.
Yeah, I mean, they've whipped everybody. They've made good teams look
bad.
just not
Made
like they
Michigan
belong
State
in the
look
same
bad,
field.
made Wisconsin look
Michigan
bad.
State's not good this year right now.
No, they're not. But
They're not.
Wisconsin folded up,
Wisconsin, yeah.
put in a body bag. They went out to Nebraska at night and put a bagel on them. They whooped Cincinnati.
State.
Yeah, whatever.
They have Penn State
They play
coming up,
Penn
don't they?
State.
Penn State.
It's just pretty sad that there's not a team in the Big Ten West again that is anywhere resembling
And the
a Big
team
Ten
that's going to
champion.
represent the Big Ten West is the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Well, maybe they've got some big games left.
got
Penn
Wisconsin.
State,
It's gotta go to Wisconsin, yeah.
Northwestern.
Minnesota, watch for that team.
Do they play Penn State this weekend?
I think they play them this weekend, yes.
Okay.
Now, what's your take? Is it still going to be Alabama-Clemson?
No. It'll be LSU-Ohio State. I think LSU's better this year than Alabama.
So if LSU beats Alabama,
I know it's in Tuscaloosa. I know that.
Burrow's
no,
the quarterback
I'm just saying, if
Heisman
they
candidate.
win, they then still would have to beat them in the SEC championship game.
Well, they'd be playing either. Well, the SEC East is a mess now because Georgia's not the same team they used to be, and there's Florida. You know?
What about Auburn?
They played Auburn. LSU beat Auburn last week.
Oh.
Wait, so who's left in the SEC East?
Missouri.
They're in the East?
They're in the East?
Yes. Missouri's in the East. A&M's in the West.
They're not undefeated.
No, they're not
Missouri?
undefeated.
No.
Missouri. Watch out for Missouri.
This throws a wrench into things, though, LSU and Alabama.
I know it does.
It makes a good wrench, though. It's
I
good
know it
things.
does. It makes a good wrench.
If Alabama loses.
So what's your take about Tennessee football?
They have a football
They
program?
have a football program? It just lost to BYU. They have a football program?
They're not very good.
No. Sorry.
They haven't been very good.
Oklahoma got beat.
Oklahoma, that got so
Baylor
surprising.
is the king of the Big 12 right now. What the
Oh,
heck?
let me ask you two this question about Oklahoma and Texas. Have you ever seen a situation where both sides were getting into it at center field, and then all the players got penalized for unsportsmanlike conduct? And this happened again. I remember at one of the a mid-major game where the referees gave penalties to everybody. I mean, what is your take on that?
You and I go at this all the time.
What do you mean?
We go at this all the time.
Go at what?
Should you both get unsportsmanlike conduct?
Yeah.
Sure.
Why not?
Why not?
Who should?
Who should?
All the players got unsportsmanlike conduct in the Oklahoma-Texas game.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So
That to me sounds like the refs trying to be the show.
Yeah. And no.
You know what I mean? Like the ref is there to guide
Make
the
sure everybody's
game,
fair.
not be the game.
You play to win the game.
Yeah, tell that to the Lions.
Yeah.
the Lions and the refs, you know. What do you think about
Lions
that?
versus the refs.
Refs are undefeated.
I know. The refs are undefeated.
Refs are never
They
have never lost against the Lions.
They screw the Lions every single time.
Big games, refs 10, Lions 0.
Yeah, I know.
Or how about the refs be friendly to the Packers?
What else is new?
What else is new? They're friends with Aaron Rodgers. I'll bet you Aaron Rodgers gave them at least $3,000 each to screw the Lions over.
Why don't we go to break and talk about the NFL next?
Okay, we'll go to break. Bye. Bye.
I need
ONTV celebrates more than 30 years of offering public, government, and educational access to the Lake Orion community. Local residents are invited to attend a 10-week video production class that offers instruction on studio production, field production, and nonlinear editing. Upon completion of the class, graduates are encouraged to utilize ONTV's studio and equipment to produce programming that airs on local cable TV and online. ONTV also offers access to its podcast room to those dreaming of starting their own series. ONTV staff also venture out into the community to capture local events, concerts, high school sports, and more. If you watch local government meetings, you can thank ONTV for providing the staff and equipment to televise meetings on local cable TV and archive them online to view on demand in the future. ONTV also supports the award-winning Dragon Broadcasting at Lake Orion High School with state-of-the-art video equipment so students can be prepared for a career in video production. Tune into Comcast channels 10, 20, and 22 or channel 99 on AT&T to see the wide variety of programming created by staff, students, and volunteer producers. For more information, call 248-693-3377 or visit OrionONTV.org today.
I heard it.
Yes, indeed. This is Between Taorminas here on ONTV. We're just going to talk the NFL right now. We talked about the Lions versus the refs, so might as well continue that subject. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
You got Ian Weatherspoon versus the rest. You know, I'm throwing a wager with a couple people here.
You're going to wager with me
Yes.
about the Lions.
Yes, and Chris Bell, same thing with the Lions.
Playoffs?
You want to bet playoffs?
No, that's what we did bet.
Oh, yeah, we did bet playoffs. Yep, you're right.
Is that what you bet with Mr. Chris Bell? That they would make the playoffs?
Bet 8 games.
You bet what? What was your bet with him?
More than 8, I take him out. If it's
Take him out
less,
to eat.
take him out to eat. If it's less than 8, he takes me out to eat.
So he thinks they're winning more than 8 games.
Correct.
You're looking pretty good right now,
Yeah,
buddy.
I'm telling you, I'm looking pretty
Especially
good.
in our bet.
And the Lions are looking really, yeah, so I can't wait for my Olive Garden dinner.
Look, the Lions struggled against the G-men.
Giants have Daniel Jones at quarterback?
The Lions' defense has not been good.
No, they have not been.
What
They got the
happened?
Cowboys coming up soon.
They have the Cowboys soon. Can't wait when Dak Prescott eats them alive and Jeff Heath picking off Stafford twice.
Yeah, I would love to see when Jeff picks up Stafford.
but
That'd
don't
be
worry
great.
about it. That's for another
that'd
day.
be great. I would love to do that.
That's for another day.
Yeah.
The Lions got issues. They
Yeah.
got big issues.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's got to get fired.
Can't run the ball.
Nope.
Can't stop the run. Although in the second half against the Giants, they only had like 13 rushing yards
That's
or
because
23
they
rushing
shut down
yards.
Saquon Barkley?
At the second half, they did. Yeah, I mean, they got trouble. On offense, you know, Stafford's had a really good year.
He has.
He's played
Unless you
pretty
convert
darn good.
a wide receiver to running back, this team's got no chance.
Who is going to do that?
They got Ty Warren in there. They got a
Who?
Ty Warren.
Ty Johnson.
Ty Johnson.
That's
And
their
then-
running back right now. For the rest of the year, basically, because they
That's
have no one
terrible.
else.
They got nobody else. They're screwed.
Yeah.
You think they're regretting getting rid of Joik Bell?
What? 10 years ago?
Sure.
Maybe
Well,
more like Zach Zenner they
Zach
missed.
Zenner's
I'd
the
love to
one.
see them get Zach Zenner back.
He's with the
He's
Cardinals.
with the Cardinals
I know,
now, but
think.
I think he's
Or
gonna
the Saints?
he's gonna leave again. I think he's gonna go because they just traded for Kenyon Drake.
Is Zenner's with the
I
Saints
think
or the
with the
Cardinals?
Titans.
I don't
think
know.
with the Titans.
I don't know.
He was with the Saints.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what happened.
when you
after
look
that.
at the NFC North, it's still gonna be it's
Green Bay's
Bay's
division to lose.
right now, and
I hate. We should have won that game, man.
not been for the refs. Had not been for the refs.
No.
Yeah.
Had it not been for not scoring touchdowns,
Instead of field goals.
we could have had them on the ropes, man, in the first quarter, in the first half.
You imagine when Green Bay comes to Ford Field at the end of the year, how nice of a crowd reception they're going to get.
I just pray.
I
to
mean, we already see
God-
how the refs are getting a crowd reception at Ford Field. I give them props for that.
I just pray to God. It doesn't look good now, but I pray that that last game of the year means something for the Lions against the Packers.
Good.
They're 3-1 right now. They legit to make the playoffs, to sniff the
They gotta
playoffs.
win out.
They have got to go 7-2.
They gotta win out.
They can only win at most 2 games. At most. They have
gotta
got to
win.
win 10 football games.
They gotta win out.
They got to beat Dallas. They got to beat Minnesota. They got to beat the Bears twice.
Not
They got to
easy.
beat the Packers.
Not easy.
All those games, not easy.
No. That is not even mentioning this weekend in Oakland. Oakland is not a bad team.
Because they got Derek Carr there, and
They're okay.
they're okay. I really like the running back over there.
The Lions never play well on the West Coast.
Yup.
They're going out to the wherever they are in Oakland.
Oakland Coliseum. You think they win this weekend?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Given the way they played against the Giants, how can you think they're going to win?
They're not gonna win this weekend.
If they win, I'll be shocked.
What if the Giants would have recovered that onside kick? The
Yeah.
Lions couldn't stop Daniel Jones, man.
I know! Who in the heck would draft Daniel frickin' Jones? Who in the right frame of mind would draft Daniel frickin' Jones?
He doesn't look that bad.
I think my fantasy team's already suffered.
On other news, what do you guys think about the Red Wings losing ways again?
That's good.
I agree.
Except I'm losing too! I can't see anything! You know what's fun? It's Bob Bridges' fault!
Hey, listen.
I enjoy when the Wings and the Stars are both losing. It makes me feel good.
At least we have one team in town we can all truly be proud of. And Sam, I'd like to thank you for supporting them today.
I do not support
That's
them.
the Detroit Pistons.
I do not support them.
Go ahead, shove on your shirt.
That's the only
Come on.
shirt I had today.
Come on.
Get away.
Camera 3.
Get
Look
away.
at that. Pistons.
Get away.
Property of
Get
Pistons.
away. You want to know why they're winning?
Derrick Rose.
Get a
You
Derrick Rose.
are
Derrick
their
Rose.
favorite supporter.
No, I am.
Derrick
Yes,
Rose
you
is a big
finally
reason
got
why.
on the bandwagon.
How
No,
much-
I am not on the bandwagon.
How
Sam loves
much?
him.
How much of it is Derrick Rose playing a big role? I mean, it's a good redemption story right now for Derrick Rose.
Right,
for right
now
now
it is.
Mm-hmm.
The guy can't stay healthy.
If he can
Let's
stay
hope
healthy.
that
If
he
he can
can
stay healthy,
stay
I
healthy.
mean, they
He's
can
had a
all-
hard time staying healthy
Right.
over the past
Right now,
5
Reggie
years.
Jackson's not healthy. Blake Griffin's not healthy.
You can trade Reggie Jackson if you want to.
You know, I wish we'd play the Pacers every year or every game because
Pacers have been successful against the Pacers quite a
Both
bit.
wins that came against the Pacers.
we have 2 wins. They're both against Pacers.
Pacers are
76ers and the Hawks.
Yeah, they're
and
good
that's
teams.
about it.
They're good teams.
The Hawks are
Oh yeah,
surprising.
Atlanta.
Jabari Parker's on the Hawks.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, you got any final thoughts on Detroit sports?
Ian's got no hope with baseball.
You know, this is a pretty dark decade that we are in the midst of, and frankly, I don't want to do another one of these shows until one of my
It's
teams
Halloween.
is in the playoffs
It's
again.
Halloween. You got a good face for Halloween. You have the face of a. You have a face that can scare people.
Now I really don't want to come back.
All right. Well, this will do it for Between Taorminas here on ONTV.
See you next time a Detroit team makes the playoffs.
Yeah, they ain't doing it. So watch your mouth.
No.
All right.
Wins a playoff game.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
You think they're gonna win? No, they're not.